Yeah, I was thinking today of when my dad was in the old folks' home and he'd continually tried to escape, which sort of harked back to when he was in a prisoner of war camp. And sort of the parallels that have really kicked in, I think, since the 10th of May, 5 days ago. Well, basically, just been, yeah, really coming on really well, and getting back to a sense of dealing with things how I would deal with things, based, as I keep saying, on my, my character, my background, and so on and so forth. And it sort of indicates as well why the approach that was taken for so long to perceive me in a certain way, to get me to perceive myself and my background in a certain way, just falls flat now, because if that perception would have been right, then things would be going very differently. But now, since the 10th, loads, really good stuff. And today, despite that, the local psychiatric ward, threatened me with detention. No medical grounds for it. Not that I'd argue there were, that you could say that it's a medical discipline, psychiatry. I'm not particularly interested, but I don't mind talking about it. But anyway, so the threat of detention has been made. My guess is, my rough guess, is people may have been trying to engineer things that way. For example, media effects that we've had today that are sort of, again, belong to the amalgam years. It's like, to me, it sums up psychiatry and the type of people who go into psychiatry, and why, as far as my own perception, so few people have had success with it. They're clinging on to the amalgam years and all that. Like going back to 2000, how they clung on to the perceptions of the architects and all that sort of thing. But yeah, today, brilliant stuff. Another day that, looking back, even though I'll get drugged up later, almost inevitably, off the back of, how dare you say this about our media effects, and so on and so forth. That, again, it's all amalgam years stuff, isn't it? It's all old stuff. It's dead in the water. It's just, but like I say, this hints to me why psychiatry, as far as I've observed throughout my life, has been so unsuccessful with people, and why it hints at how I saw it as archaic. Watch the Stepford Wives, they do use the term archaic in that, which I thought was interesting as well. Why there are so few true success stories off the back of that discipline. But yeah, got an email from someone claiming to be from the local GP surgery across the way, saying to go for a second opinion, which chances are if they weren't someone aligned with the psychiatric unit, would have been put up to it by the psychiatric unit. And if I went to the GPs for to just manage the chemicals, then you can rest assured that, clinging on to the amalgam years as they seem to be doing, they would want to have their involvement, which to me is another indication that despite all the shenanigans about trying to pit me against the NHS, it's really psychiatry, and that influence of my dad when he always kept trying to escape from the old folks home, and sort of that just showing the influence on me, sort of thing, and why it's been important to me since the 10th. The way things have gone, even though there's been druggings off the back of it, I sort of think, well, if these people really knew their stuff, they'd sort of see that, and rather than threaten detention, would say, well, this is working for them. But they don't seem to be able to see that. If they did, they wouldn't be doping me up and trying to make all these suggestions that don't really go anywhere, that really fall flat. But again, this is just the nature of things. But anyway, I wrote to the GP surgery earlier, stating the situation as it is. The relationship between me and that psychiatric unit in town is irretrievably broken down. I won't be having any involvement with them again. It's you will possibly see why, when I say this is about psychiatric power more than anything, that they'll almost certainly concoct something off the back of it, not least to subvert, I'm guessing, the progress I've made, especially since the 10th. Since the 10th I've just really got motoring, let's put it that way, without trying to link it in with the 1950s car showroom. But been looking at stuff that has been quite interesting. They're going to come out with these media effects. It's just a case of tolerate it, but don't buy into it at all. It's all, it's I've covered that type of stuff before anyway. Again today, interactions with psychiatric workers and trees and all sorts of things. People all of a sudden not answering the phone because I make these videos and it's not really, even though it should be part of the ecosystem, these videos, to put things into perspective from someone else's opinion. I think, if the threat's been made about detention, chances are they're going to carry it through. It looks like possibly tomorrow, possibly Monday, or sometime next week. No idea. But this is the thing, they refused to give me a time and a place where I may be detained. Like I said, the power of these people just takes a piss, quite frankly. It's sort of, the media effects sort of can be played off to sort of establish, look at him, despite, again, when I do act in a coherent way, in a cohesive way, with my background, with my character, in the character, in my personality, how that is. There are attempts to medicate that away, sort of thing, which is, watch Stepford Wives again, as a great metaphor. Far better metaphor than any of the media effects you will have been shown today. And that psychiatrists and their mates will try to characterise, sort of thing. But so the progress I've made, chances are they're going to enact their threat. They're going to detain me, and they're going to try and subvert the work that I'm doing. That has been, since the 10th especially, has just been really worthwhile as I get the dopings started around these comments. But yeah, it really does remind me of my dad, how he earlier today, how not only when he was in an old folks home, he kept trying to escape, harking back to his days, and I'm guessing in a prisoner of war camp. But yeah, and how that may be characterised. The apparent GP, general practitioner, at the GP surgery across the way, apparently started with some of their shenanigans. And suggesting a second opinion. Well, again, it's a medium, it's a message, isn't it? Because if I'm talking to psychiatrists, it sort of goes with the territory that they're going to sort of try and engineer a continuing relationship with psychiatry, I was about to say something, but it's gone now, which is you just have to accept they do these things. But yeah, I'm just not interested at all. The situation is the situation. Spent another day indoors. I would have liked to have gone out and about. I haven't been out and about for nearly 2 weeks, I think it is. But I haven't been able to exercise, and I would have liked to have read a bit. Now I'm watching videos, but like I said, these people are so consumed with stories that for me no longer carry any weight, and are done and dusted as far as I'm concerned. It should really have been quite a while ago. But again, they come charging in as they do, and as we've seen examples of today, where yet again they come charging and it falls flat. But one of the things, if I am detained, chances are they're going to try that type of stunt repeatedly again, like they have since I left the psychiatric ward. That just goes with the territory. Personally, I don't see the point. If since the 10th I've done better than I probably have since my involvement with these people, that suggests something. But anyway, quite interesting that this has been taking place. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, quite a nice day out again. But yeah, I think also looking at people and seeing, well, how little initiative there is. You even see that in the media effects. All these people are essentially, it's old media effects where I'm trying to look at other stuff. But yeah, important that I think I've hit on something quite important there about how they cling on to the amalgam years. It seems is sort of and these are the people running it. How they cling on to the amalgam years, or how they seem to cling on to the amalgam years, and try to pull all manner of stunts around that, to the point where they'll just threaten you with detention. But like I say, big hint there as well. Oh, I also saw I do the Continental 7 with the line through the 7. I saw online somewhere today. It reminded me of that. yet another, these little things to do add up to indicate my true, the dominant influences that I've got, even though I'm making the mistake of talking about myself so much that I'd really like to get away from. But I suppose while these people are still on the scene, while they're issuing their threats and so on and so forth, it seems like a great way of doing things to me. Personally, I can't see the point in detaining me, in trying to keep my involvement with these people going, and all that sort of thing. There's nothing to be got out of it. I could quite easily have chemicals maintained and looked at by GPs. Again, the psychiatric institution would wanna, stick its oar in to that again. Which is a big indication that there's no small amount of power involved in this. That's just the way it is. But yeah, so this could be one of the last videos I'll do for quite some time. Like I said, they'll pull stunts like they did with, I'm guessing, media effects to try and set the scene for we need to do this now, and so on and so forth, and all that business. Well, to me, it's just sooner or later we'll get to the stage where I have an embodied sense of just being able to chill out in my flat. I did look up. No one's been here who hasn't been an official from apparently housing or whatever for 5.25 months. 21 weeks. It's like, and yet still there was issues around, getting the clerical mechanism of signing a piece of paper or putting on record that I didn't want my information shared with anyone. They don't want to do it. They're trying to make a big deal of it, like they tried to make a big deal of many things. Not least how they tried to make a big deal out of a second opinion doctor sort of thing, psychiatrist. But it's like, it's a clerical measure. If they don't want to do it, share me info with whoever you fucking want, sort of thing. I'll just, that's that. If they want the power to do that, even though I don't think that's the way things are supposed to be done, or if they want to try and make a big deal of it, like when I was on these psychiatric wards, they tried to make a big deal of things. Do it, but all it does is it makes me realise, like I do with many people, when they just go on and fucking on to the point of complete boredom, But yeah. But today has been spent in quite a few instances of looking around and looking around at the individuals who, some of which are paraded around the flat, the ones driving cars and that, just saying, dare I say it out loud, go back to your houses and prepare for the factories.